Good morning. There is quite a storm brewing out there in the world. I'm sure everyone's been very conscious of it for the last year and a half, 2 years. It's been building and building. Pluto entered Capricorn, the sign Capricorn, in 2008. And that was really the beginning stages of this huge energy system, this storm energy that's going to peak into 2020. January will be a real peak point, but then off and on throughout the whole year of 2020. Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008 when we had a recession. Now Jupiter entered Capricorn at the same time in 2008. Jupiter enlarges everything, and when it's in Capricorn, it tends to show historically recession. How big it is depends on what else is going on with the planets at that time. Jupiter goes through Capricorn every 12 years. But Pluto only goes through Capricorn once every 250 years. So Pluto being in Capricorn and then Jupiter joining it, we saw the recession in 2008, and it was considerable. Pluto's still in Capricorn, slowly trucking along in Capricorn. In early 2018, Saturn also entered Capricorn, and the two of them have been getting closer and closer in Capricorn since the beginning of 2018. We've seen more and more pressure on our collective government systems and structures. That's what Capricorn symbolizes. That's what Capricorn talks about. It is our government systems and collective systems and structures for the whole planet, for individual countries, and for individual people. So our inner systems are being challenged right now. Our personal systems during 2020 will be challenged. And the world's structures and systems, governments, financial systems, educational systems, health systems, military, all of these have been slowly being eroded away with Pluto in Capricorn and then Saturn joining it there. Now these two are going to come together in January and form a rare conjunction. Hasn't happened in 1500s. Since the 1500s, these two have not been together in the sign Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is your borders, it's your nations, it's your governments, it's all of these collective systems that make our societies work. I don't know if you've ever lived in a house that was being remodeled, but if you have, you know what a mess and how challenging it can be. Walls coming down, sawdust everywhere. You get to the point where you think, my structures are coming apart. But you know it's going to be rebuilt, so that keeps you going until it gets to that phase of being rebuilt. Well, that's what's going on with the world right now. The world is being restructured. So all through, since really 2008, we saw the first wave hit on the financial structures with Jupiter there. And what's interesting is Jupiter just entered Capricorn again last week. So we now have Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto all in the sign Capricorn. We're going to see some extreme changes going on, or continuing to go on, and coming possibly to some kind of conclusion with Brexit, with Donald Trump, with the European Union, which once was so very stable, now shaky. So much pressure on all of these structures, the UN, and that is going to continue. And 2020 will essentially be a very dramatic year of storm energy, astrologically speaking, affecting our structures. So where in your chart is Capricorn? If you have your birth chart, you can look at it, and you can look at the cusps. Look at the edges of each house. And wherever you find Capricorn, That's the area, that's the house and the things of the house that are going to be affected in your personal life by this powerful storm energy of Pluto and Saturn forming a conjunction next year, coming up quickly, and Jupiter enlarging it all. Not a good time for personal debt. It's a time to focus on paying off debt. When Jupiter's in Capricorn, it's usually a very serious, sober time. Well, that's magnified 100-fold with Saturn in Capricorn and Pluto in Capricorn already in place and getting closer and closer to each other. So if you're wondering what's going on in society, it's this powerful energy that reflects a restructuring. Great patience needed for probably the whole decade of the 20s. Take care. Namaste.